Shalom, all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone. As I teach you, I can teach all truth and sincerity. Um, um, our true independence is when we receive salvation and when we receive redemption and salvation. Um, that's when we'll have true independence because um, we're not independent as a nation. We're still under our 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 oppressors. You know, the heathens are still over are still ruling the planet Earth. The Gentiles are still ruling the planet Earth, especially Esau Edom, who is a so-called white man. So we're not independent yet as a people. You know, so this is Deuteronomy 30, verse 1. It shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether Yahweh thy power hath driven thee. It says, and shall return unto Yahweh thy power, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children. Um, Slaki, thou and thy children which with all thy heart and with all thy soul. It says then that then Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all nations, whether Yahweh thy power has scattered thee. And if any of thine be driven down utmost part of heaven, from thence will Yahweh thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. So Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and those that are scattered amongst the heathen that may look like the heathen, Israelite foreigners, um, all Israel, you know, who you know are scattered upon the earth, you know, all those that are scattered across the four corners of the earth, and those that are scattered who are in you know the United States, in America, and South America, and those Israelites are in Mexico and all you know all over the earth. You know all you know the elected nation of Israel that get delivered into the chariots, um, who get the kingdom on the first go around. Uh, you know Yahweh Shem Shah, he's gonna gather all Israel. Um, but 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 those that you know perish, you know over here in Babylon, those are gonna come back in the kingdom. But those that uh, are among, you know, scattered upon, you know, across the four corners of the earth, um, if they're not destroyed by, you know, a missile, they're going to, you know, be brought to the kingdom um, when the elect come off the chariot, because um, 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 because when I, I believe it says when the you know when the elect come down off the chariot, that's when the kingdom of heaven is in effect. Just you know, and that's when time to establish the kingdom. And part of establishing the kingdom, we got to go and gather, you know, all Israel out of all nations and bring them back to Israel. But we also got to gather, you know, the heathen right after that, so we can build up the kingdom of heaven. But the point is, you know, we we we're not truly independent yet as a nation. until we're relieved from being captive under our enemy, you know, from being at the bottom to being brought to the top. And sooner or later, very soon, that's going to happen where, because Yahweh Shai, he's on his way back. And as he's on his way back, um, it's going to get very mighty around here where soon the men of the Lord are going to receive spiritual power. And soon Yahweh Shai is going to reveal himself. And soon, or after he reveals himself, um, you know, it's evident that the elect are going to be, um, what's the word? The elect are going to be um, beamed up into the chariot to receive salvation. Um, uh, you know, and anyway, I'm gonna move on to another. I'm not gonna move on. I'm gonna keep reading. This is verse 5. And Yahweh thy power will bring thee into the land which thy father possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. Because you're going to grant the children of Israel the blessings which are written in Deuteronomy 28:15, Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14. The curses are written in Deuteronomy 28:15 through 68, which the curses are going to be brought upon our enemies. You know, all the heathens, all the heathen nations that had a hand in our downfall. You know, I read verse 6, and um, Yahweh thy power will circumcise thy heart, and the heart of thy seed, and to love Yahweh thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. Yeah, we're gonna have a righteous mind state to 100% be righteous, never go off again. And the minds of our children are gonna be righteous. You know, we're gonna love the Lord forever and ever, be immortal beings, have the laws, statutes, commandments written out in the parts. In verse 7, Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. So all the curses that we had to endure and go through is going to be put upon our enemies. In verse 8, thou shalt return and obey the voice of Yahweh and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. And Yahweh thy power will make thee plenteous in every work of thy hand, and the fruit of thy body. So our children, we can have an abundance of children. The fruit of thy cattle, so we can have abundance of cattle and goats and bunch of abundance of bees and plenty is of goods. Um, um, it says the fruit of thy land for good, for Yahweh will again rejoice over thee for good as he rejoiced over thy father. So he's gonna uh, bless us abundantly in everything. We're not gonna lack anything in the kingdom to come. Um, and he's gonna glorify his people, which is a representation of him on the earth. And that's the most important thing that's gonna happen to the nation of Israel. Um, I'm gonna go to Romans 8 and verse. It's Romans 8 verse 18. It says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time is not compared to the glory which shall be revealed in us." So the suffering that we're going through right now is not to be compared to what the Heavenly Father has prepared for us in the kingdom. You know, whatever He has prepared for us in the kingdom is going to be far, far. It's going to be a precious. Um, it's going to be a far most. It's going to be the most worth it reward that we ever, receive. You know, it's going to be the most worth it reward that we ever received in the future to come, because um, what He has prepared for us, um, we can't imagine how wonderful it's going to be. You know, our mind can't, um, you know, um, extend that far. You know, to that's you know how amazing that award is going to be. And read verse 19. It says, "For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God." So everything in creation is waiting for the sons of God to be on top, to be in the power seat. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him that have subject the same in hope, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. Yeah, because we were made subject to vanity. To This is a lesson. This is a, you know something we had to go through to learn good and evil. Because to be a true God, you have to understand good and evil. We had to understand the we had to get an understanding of how the Most High operates. How He deals with people who do wickedness. Um, you know, we had to understand, because if the Most High made us righteous, made us completely 100%, unable to go off, or 100%, I'm just trying to think of the word, uh, but if the Most High from the very beginning, you know, didn't put us through this test, this Salaki, if I'm trying to figure out what the word I'm trying to think of. Basically the point is, we had to go through all this to understand good and evil, to understand that if you do this particular wickedness, you're going to receive this particular judgment. Basically, that's the word I'm trying to figure out, is I'm trying to say is, we had to go through what we had to go through as a people, as a nation. We had to be judged this way. So when we get that new body and get that change, we'll be true righteous judges. We'll understand this, because in this flesh, dwelleth no good thing, you know. So anyway, I'm going to Isaiah, uh, Isaiah 59 and 19. It's Isaiah 59 and 19 says, "So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standing against him." So when Esau comes in like a flood, trying to attack or come against the men of the Lord, the Most High is going to lift up a standard against him, and that standard is spiritual power. Um, uh, he says, verse 20, "And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith Yahweh. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahweh, my spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed's seed, saith Yahweh, from henceforth and forever." So these scriptures, it's not going to, the words written in this book, the covenant, the promises, it's only given to the nation of Israel. Um, you know, um, Yahweh Shem Shah is not going to forget his people. He's going to redeem, grant salvation and deliverance to the nation of Israel, especially the elect in the nation of Israel. Um, I'm gonna read verse. I'm gonna go to Psalms 126, and Psalms 126 and verse 1. The Psalms 126 verse 1 says, "When Yahweh turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream." So, this captivity that we're going through, this light affliction, is going to be like a dream in the future. It's going to be like we woke up out of a bad nightmare. That's how amazing our existence in the future going to be, our eternal everlasting existence is going to be. It's going to be like we never went into captivity. That's how amazing it's going to be in the future, you know. But those that are in the government position, they're going to remember and know that we did go in captivity. You know, there's going to be books on, you know, what happened to Israel before we got the kingdom. But you know, in our immortal state, it's gonna feel exactly like a bad nightmare, a dream. It says, verse 2, then was our mouth filled with laughter and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the heathen, Yahweh hath done great things for them, and Yahweh hath done great things for us, whereof we were glad. Turn again our captivity, O Yahweh, as the streams in the south. Yeah. So it's gonna be like a dream. We're gonna be laughing. We're gonna be singing. We're gonna one day talk about the times we were, you know, dealing with certain things. We're gonna laugh and sing about it. You know, and we're gonna praise Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We're gonna say Barak Thou Yahweh, Barak Thou Yahushai, Barak Thou Yahweh, Barak Thou Yahushai, Barak Thou Yahweh, Barak Thou Yahushai. You know, because we're gonna praise them for redeeming us and granting us salvation, redeeming us from this low estate, you know, bringing us to this, you know, high exalted estate, you know. Um, I'm gonna do a part two. I'm gonna say all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, salutation you all can teach all truth, sincerity, and shalom.